What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another NBA 2K17 Pro-Am game. Showing the Pro-Am a lot of love lately, as Walsh knocks down the corner three right there to kick things off. We are going against a team that entered the game at 24-1, and that's a scary record as they get the dunk right there. Besides going against a team that has like an Elite Four sponsorship or are literally ranked in the top 100 on the Pro-Am leaderboards, this is probably the most scary kind of team to go against because they either just got going, they just made their team and they've been on fire since they started playing, or this is a team that has played a lot of Pro-Am and lost, more than their fair share of games, probably lost some due to lag outs, and decide, you know what, let's reset our record, let's make a new Pro-Am, and let's ball out, and that's exactly what they're doing. Either way, winning 24 out of 25 games you played is no small feat, so we cannot sleep on them at all, as that's going to be a foul call. And not only did they do that, we got to see exactly what they did right to win all of these games, because we got to see why 24 out of 25 teams that played against them lost, as they get the dunk inside right there. And one of the most interesting thing always when you're playing against teams like this is to see what exactly their archetypes are at every position. See how they're building their team, how they're running their scheme and all of that, as their playmaking point guard pulls up the three right there. They had the playmaker at point guard, and he wasn't really shooting too much, kind of like myself as Josh inside with the slasher. I believe the small forward was a slasher, the power forward was a stretch, the center might have been an athletic finisher or a glass cleaner, one of those two, as we throw a turnover trying to lob it to Brian. And that's going to be a pretty consistent theme in this game, and I don't mean the fact that you're going to see me get like 800 turnovers. That's not happening, as Michael hits the three right there. But just pay attention to the play style that we played throughout this game, as the redhead from downtown knocks it down. And we quickly found out that the redhead from downtown was the guy they were setting up a lot throughout this game. As you see this guy get wide open for three, but this time he's not able to cash in the corner three. And it is the playmaker. Sometimes the playmakers miss easy shots, as I've gone through before, like my own playmaker. Michael stretch big, doesn't really miss too much, especially since we got that quick trigger right there. He's pulling. You see Walsh also pulling his shot, and it's gonna go in. It looked like it really wanted to come back out, but it was a perfect release, so that thing better have gone in right there. As you see once again, this red-headed stretch, pulling, open, hitting. And they're running a little crisscross play, if you guys can tell. You got the guard, the shooting guard that was probably a point forward based on the way he was playing. He would cross over right. They got a screen in the middle. Power forward cuts left, and it causes a bunch of confusion amongst the defense. You need a lot of communication to be able to withstand that. And you see that slasher, small forward, trying to utilize that mid-range jumper once he finishes sending the screen. And that's something they ran a lot throughout the game. As you see, we're just running a free-flowing offense right now on the fast break, finding the open man. And right now, it's a lot of Michael. He's just getting open in that perimeter area, but so is his guy. So it's a battle between the two power forwards. As you see, look at us just walking in. We're gonna find Brian this time, but the point I wanted to make earlier about watching what what we're doing, it's something that I always do, and it's not shoot the ball a lot, as we do get a pretty good contest on that three-pointer right there. But you just gotta check out the way we're playing. It gets consistently habitual how much I was looking for my teammates rather than looking for my own shot, to where I just wasn't being aggressive at all. I'm walking, and I mentioned in the last video, I walk in, I have my icons out, and in that situation, I just had a wide open paint, and I literally just walked in right there. I think it's one of our greatest strengths, because it takes a lot. Usually, when someone has the ball in their hands, there's a big part of them that wants to score, and that takes away from looking at someone who's open. And I think that's really good that we have someone in myself that's, looking for someone at all times. At the same time, you got to be looking for your own shot sometimes. And, maybe we'll get 12 assists per game, but at the same time, maybe we had our head up, we could be averaging 11 assists and 6 extra points a game, and that would be more useful for our team, because that's 6 extra points. And besides that 1 assist, just do the math, and it averages out to more. And this game especially, I don't know what it was. We were just really passive, and it got worse in the second half. You see, I do not have a shot at halftime. I know you guys sometimes say, shoot the ball more sometimes. I don't really shoot. I don't know. I just don't. Look at it right there. Wide open mid-range jumper. Don't take it. We're just going to fast forward this possession right here. It was a little bit of a mess, but eventually Michael gets open for 3. And same way I said we have to communicate, they have to communicate right now, because we're not doing anything special. We're not running a set play like they're doing. The same crisscross play they keep on running is pretty common, as, Michael got a mean block right there, but it actually falls back into the guy's hands, and he's able to use a quick trigger and get the layup. That's just a bad steal attempt. You can't go reaching on the perimeter right there. Reaching in the paint is one thing. Maybe you go for some of those, but reaching on the perimeter is a no-no, and that's what happens when you do that. As you see Brian inside and be able to finish that tough bucket right there. And despite everything I'm saying, we have a 10-point lead. Despite, this whole talk about the greatest weakness of our team / greatest strength. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section, man, because it's an interesting play style, and we are leaning towards one side too much right now as Brian gets blocked inside. A complete mess in the paint, but Josh is going to save the day, fading away, open from mid, getting it to go. He's got a slasher, but he plays a little bit like a shot creator sometimes with that slasher where he's fading away, pulling up mid-range jumpers, and it usually goes in about 80, maybe even 90% of the time when he's open. So I mean, it has a little bit of a shot creator to it, which is nice. And then he goes inside and just demolishes your power forward when you're not expecting it. Oh, man, that man went down to the ground. He wanted to get him back, but as you guys see, Josh is going to get the last laugh once again, this time getting the steal, running the break. You know he's looking for a poster, and oh, man, he probably should have right there. He had it, and he's throwing that bounce pass. Wide open three-pointer, back to my point. Wide open three-pointer. We bounce pass inside the Brian, and it's really good. It's really smart to bounce pass it in there when no one's expecting, but should we have pulled a three? Who knows? My threes is 72 on this guy. Oh my gosh, Josh is looking to take bodies right now. Someone control my man as Walsh. Gotta have a quick trigger with that sharpshooter. That's gonna end up being a missed shot right there. End of the third quarter. They're trying to cut the lead down a little bit, and they are getting that tough finish inside. Thought we were doing all we could, but I think that's their center right there. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. All these guys, besides their point guard, were about the same height. They weren't really running like one golly green giant that was just, dunking every single time inside the paint. They didn't really do much inside the paint besides slash into it. As we run, we're looking to extend the lead, looking to go inside to Brian, and eventually Brian's going to get this ball to Josh. It was pretty messy right there, and Josh actually misses that shot. I said he makes it 85 or 80 to 90% of the time. That's one of the rare times you'll actually see him miss that shot. Is this guy taking that mid-range shot, which was about the only shot he was taking all game long, and he makes it right there, cashes it in. We're not out the woods just yet, as Brian's going to miss this shot, and this is going to get them running. Their home crowd starting to get into the game. They're starting to believe they can make this comeback, and you know what? They can make this comeback because they've only lost one game. There's no reason to believe you can't win this one as well. What we got to do is just stay sharp on the offensive end, and maybe just ride Josh to the finish right now because he is locked in this fourth quarter. No one else really, they're starting to lock down Michael a little bit. He was our leading scorer throughout, and now we're just starting to find alternate ways to score, but it's not me. I'm not finding that alternate way, and we had Josh right there. That little screen cheese inside, I really hate that, where the centers or someone will just set a screen in the paint, and it ends up being like a charge pretty much on our center. I don't know, that's a really dumb part of 2K, as they make that three-pointer, and the lead is down to 2. And once again, we do not have a shot attempt in this game. You guys see I'm not even getting aggressive with the dribble moves or anything like that. It's pretty bad, but at the same time, we are inching closer and closer to winning this game. So how bad is it really? Who knows? Obviously, you got to lean a little bit more towards both ways than lean all the way to one way, but it is helping out quite a bit, even though we only have one assist since halftime as they get that dunk inside. But we need a crucial bucket right here. We need someone to run the offense, and if no one, good ball movement. That's something we definitely, that's something we can definitely do. And it worked out right there. Josh with the good cut, Walsh with the fine, and Josh continues to just dunk it on these fools, and he's looking to take us home. Oh, but here comes the red sharpshooter one more time. That's an and one. The free throw makes it a 1-point game. You guys see he has 23. Michael has 24. He has a chance to match Michael's point score right here. And it's been quite the battle of the power forwards right now to stretch bigs. And it's a pretty even game. It feels like it's been an even game throughout. Maybe we played a little bit better, or at least the score said that. But here they come looking to take the lead on this possession off the Walsh turnover. And they're going to the line. Looked like good defense right there by Josh. Did all he could. Put his hands up, and the dude drove at him. I don't really know how that works. So we just got to hope he misses one or both right here because, like I said, we did all we could do. It's just sometimes the refs taking control of the game, put it in their hands. The game is tied up. but they don't get the lead. They miss the second free throw. All about smart offense. No 2-for-1, nothing like that. We just got to get a bucket right here. Play it smart. Josh, the hot hand, got the ball, finding Brian mid, lead off. They're going to get it back right here. We've controlled the lead all game long. They haven't really sniffed it. This is their time, and they will call a timeout to set their offense up. Obviously, a 2-for-1 opportunity would be very ideal right here in case they miss. They don't want to give us last shot. We'll see exactly what happens in the corner. Open three is off, and now the shot clock is not turned off. They got their 2-for-1, but we can bleed quite a bit of this thing. We will not talk about the defense I played or did not play on that guy. We'll just move on to the next possession. It's a tie game. We're looking any bucket gives us the lead. Michael, three, bang! Michael does it again from downtown. He recently hit a game-winning three-pointer for us. That might be another one. We need to guard the three-point line. They do not call a timeout. You know who they're looking for, and so do we. The steal, picking up the ball, and a timeout is called right there by Walsh. That was actually a really bad timeout because we literally could have just dribbled out the clock. Worst case scenario, they fouled Walsh. I don't really know what the reason for that was, but we just got to inbound this ball cleanly right here. Really hard to blow this right here, so we're going to do inbound it, and that's game. We get the victory. Hold on. Good game to these guys. They definitely play a good game, man. Definitely can see why they were 24-1 there. Good squad, and thankfully we were just able to pull it out the end. Got that clutch bucket one more time from our player of the game, the man UB23. Gunner Up shows up once again in the clutch. Leave a like in the video if you guys enjoyed this one. Subscribe for more NBA 2K17 Pro-Am. Let me know what you guys think about the length of the video because I did make it a little bit longer. I know some of you guys were requesting longer Pro-Am videos. I'm making them like 5 or 6 minutes. So let me know what you guys think about that. And until then, I'll catch you guys next time.